Hey guys, welcome back to the last Collabs of Boba Fett. Sorry that Marvel Theory has not been able to make it the past few weeks. He was only able to make it the first week of Book of Boba Fett. And I'm sorry, I'm a little stuffy. I'm sick right now, but hopefully we can figure something out. So, Derpy Boy, the first thing I found interesting was, like, the first duel, like, when Cad Bane, he walks up to the destroyed diner area, and so, he's like, they both said to each other that they betrayed each other, or, like, so Boba Fett was like, oh, yeah, you betrayed me, and then Cad Bane was like, oh, no, you betrayed me. So, it's interesting to see, like, what like, their backstory is, like, after the Bad Batch. So, like, it's interesting to me that they have a history, but it's, like, kind of like Cobra Kai, where, like, there's two different stories, and, yeah, that.
Yeah, that's interesting too. That, like you said, the Cobra Kai reference, where there's always going to be one story, and then there's going to be two different perspectives of the story, or just different perspectives on it, because everyone who thinks that they're so. How am I going to word this? I'm going to word this like this. Hold on. So everybody thinks that they're doing the right thing, whether they're evil, or in our eyes they're evil, or in other people's eyes they're the good. Everybody does things because they think that it's right, or or something like that. So it's really cool to see those two different perspectives actually come to life, because we actually get to learn what each character may have thought on what the situation is and why they want to do what they're going to do later on in the story.
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of points. I didn't get a lot of things for this episode. Even though it was the longest episode, we still didn't. There was just not much that went on, but skipping all the way to the end of the episode where Cad Bane and Boba Fett's showdown, where Boba Fett stabs Cad Bane. After that shot of Cad Bane lying on the floor, there was a ticking noise, and then there was a red blinking on his chest. So I think that could be his life support. He obviously has the tubes to his face, but it would be interesting to see if he returns in Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah, I have my own opinion on this. Obviously, that shows that he's probably most likely going to be alive, but there is still, there is still a higher chance of him actually being dead, whether that life support doesn't work, because, Cad Bane's species doesn't live that long, so he could, die in that scene, but, it's just, if his life, it all depends on if his life support is, if what you're saying is true about him having his life support, if that's actually gonna work or not, and if it's gonna work effectively right then and there.
Yeah. I had no clue that Cad Bane's species lived shorter lives, but he was an adult, I guess, in the Clone Wars. And then Boba Fett, grows up with him still being, the same age. Because he looks exactly the same age as in the Clone Wars. So, that'd be interesting to, see, if he survives or not. Another thing I found was the scene where Grogu, he tames the Rancor. Those are obviously similar force powers to Ezra, because in Rebels, Ezra was able to tame animals and do what he wants them to do, and so maybe Grogu and Ezra have some sort of connection through the Force, and then in the Ahsoka show we'll obviously get Ahsoka and Sabine and the Rebels will hopefully find Ezra in the first season of Ahsoka show, and if Mando season 3 is after, if Mando season 3 is after the Ahsoka show, then we could probably see Ezra and Grogu connect in season 3.
Yeah, there's definitely a possibility that I'm looking forward to that could happen. I also noticed that as well when I was watching it when Grogu tamed the Rancor. I thought that was pretty interesting, and then I remembered that Ezra from Rebels did it. So that's a cool thing that you pointed out. One other thing that I found out, I didn't find out, but I noticed, is that when they showed us the scene of the Pike Syndicate, like the leader of the Pike Syndicate, we saw that we saw all the leaders of the cities in Mos Espa of theirs, and this is important because they said that they were going to be loyal to Boba in the war, but obviously they were not. They teamed up with the Pike Syndicate.
So Boba Fett, he asked all the leaders of Tatooine or Mos Espa to like stay loyal to him, but he asked of that to them for free. Like, he wasn't like, oh, I'll pay you like this amount of money or credits. And then I think what the Pikes did is they figured this out, and then they paid the leaders of Tatooine to go against Boba Fett, or unless they did that before Boba Fett asked them, and they were loyal to the Pikes.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about that was big, the cliffhanger that we left off on last episode with the decision that Grogu was going to make, whether he chose the armor from Mando and to go back to him, or to choose the Jedi, the lightsaber, and become a student at Luke's school. So I was gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on the decision that Grogu made? Do you think he made the right decision? Do you think he made the wrong one, or do you think it was just a fine one?
I think that Grogu made the I don't think he made the best decision. I mean, like, obviously in the sequels, Grogu is like never referenced, and he's never he never shows up, and obviously Grogu is a big role, or he would have been a big role in the sequels if he chose Yoda's lightsaber. And so I think they're trying to follow the sequels and like stay like loyal to like, oh yeah, Grogu, he's never referenced, never appears and in the sequels, and if he chose the Yoda's lightsaber, he would obviously go down in history as like the next Yoda. So I can see why they made him choose the armor, but at the same time, I really wish he chose Yoda's lightsaber because I would love to see him like be trained, and like, I mean, I love how like he's back with Mando now, but like I would have liked to see him get trained by Luke.
Yeah, I'm on your side with this one. I would love to have seen Grogu, trained by Luke, and obviously with the sequels being canon, they had to, with the Grogu storyline, they had to, fit him in there because he wasn't referenced. They had to make him choose the Mando's armor. We saw a little bit of him, training. Well, I guess like training with Luke, and it was actually pretty cool to see in the previous 2 episodes. So like, I agree with you that I want to see him, train more with Luke in that. In this scenario, but it's still okay seeing him back with Mando because we already know that they have that attachment. Which Luke said, if you choose the armor, then you'll go back with Mando and you will have the attachment. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think like it was the right decision, but at the same time, it was like if the sequels were never created, I think they probably would have gone with Grogu choosing Yoda's lightsaber. A little detail I found was, so in the final battle, Black Chrysanthemum was like, Boba Fett was like, after this, we're gonna put you in the Bacta tank. And then as Boba Fett and Fennec are walking through the streets of Mos Espa, Fennec tells Boba to take a nice bath in the Bacta pod. And so and then he was like, no, it's already occupied, and we of course thought, oh, it's occupied by Black Chrysanthemum, but then later in that scene we see Black Chrysanthemum, and then in the end credit scene, we see Cobb Vanth occupying the Bactapod. So I found that like really interesting.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was gonna be Black Chrysanthemum because he got pretty beat up, but maybe he said that he didn't need it, or maybe like something happened there. But when Cobb Vanth was in the Bacta tank, we saw the guy who fixed Fennec Shand when Boa brought him there. So maybe he's gonna do the same procedure on him, so that he can fully heal. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a lot like how Fennec Shand was brought back, like, and obviously Cobb Vanth and maybe Cad Bane are gonna return in The Mandalorian season 3. But I just found it interesting that they put Cobb Vanth, because he got like hit in the shoulder, I'm pretty sure, and so to see them like, it's not a fatal, it's not like he's 100% dead because it was in the shoulder, but then we see him in the Bactapod, so I am really excited for his return in possibly Mando season 3. I'm not sure if we're gonna get like a Book of Boba Fett season 2, but I really like how they're like bringing back him in most likely season 3.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. How they're bringing him back, like that's one thing I'm looking forward to. Is there anything else you found? Because like for me that was kind of
yeah, that was it. One thing I wanted to talk about though was like the Kenobi poster that just came out. I zoomed in on it, and it's cool because he's holding Anakin's lightsaber. So, like, as he's walking through the desert, he's holding Anakin's lightsaber. And then also in the actual Kenobi title, Obi-Wan's lightsaber is the eye in Kenobi. So I found both of those really cool. And I mean, that I just wanted to say that, like, the Kenobi poster was like super cool. When does it come out? Like May 20 something, right?
Yeah, I have the poster right here. It says it comes out May 25th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm super excited for that. Hopefully we can get more of a theory for that series. And it was really short. This was the shortest Book of Boba Fett, or Collabs of Boba Fett, but I mean, I'm really excited for season 3, and yeah, if they would stay away from the Pikes, and then
you're muted.
my bad. So Boba Fett, I totally forgot what I was saying.